So I started to drive a cab when on my 23rd birthday in Banff, Alberta, the national park in the Rocky Mountains. And a lot of crazy things happened to me there. I was exposed to a lot of crazy stuff. Actually, that's where I learned to be a good cab driver. But one night I got a telephone call from the RCMP and asked if they could come and to interview me because I was used as an alibi. I told him sure, no problem. The next day the RCMP guy came and about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, he pulls up and he asked me to come down to his car. So I go down to his car and he starts asking me a series of questions like, where were you on this time? Where were you on this day? And actually he asked me where I was on this Saturday. And I just happened to not be working on that Saturday. Actually, not happened, it's a shift work, and I wasn't working on that Saturday because I was a rookie, and as a rookie you don't get to drive on Saturdays because that's the big money-making day. And I asked him, why are you interviewing me? Who used me as the alibi? And he said that there's a gentleman, that there's some guy who used me as an alibi. He's suspected of breaking into a girl's house and raping her, which is something that I thought was absurd, which is just crazy. And I was like, well, you know what, if I knew anything about this, I'd tell you. I was like really open with them. I realized that I was put in a position where this guy told me that I was using an alibi for a real criminal, and I had nothing to do with it. And I told him, if I ever see this guy again, I'll definitely get a hold of you. A month later, my girlfriend got pregnant, or a couple months later, my girlfriend got pregnant. I had to move to Edmonton, the big city of Edmonton. I came here and I became the youngest cab driver in Edmonton. My girlfriend, who was pregnant at that time, she was always worried about me driving around the streets, but I dealt with it. And one night, I was driving up 107th Avenue, and around 116th Street, I got a flag. There was a lady and a guy. It was a couple. And I did a U-turn to pick them up. Even though I knew it was a bad area, I still did a U-turn to pick them up. I pulled them up, and the girl gets in. Right away, I could just smell that she was a prostitute. And the guy gets in, and I realize who he is. It's the guy who used me as the alibi, the guy who lied to the police, the guy who was suspected of breaking into a girl's house and raping her. And it just so happens that he's on 107th Avenue, crack gang, prostitute central, high on crack, with a prostitute. That for me, it solidified the fact that this guy probably is a criminal of some sort. He is dealing with the subculture, and he quite possibly it was very probable that he was the one who broke into this girl's house and raped her. And so I have this prostitute and this suspected criminal in my vehicle, and I'm scared shitless. And I let go of my foot on the brake and I start coasting forward, going eastbound on 107. And the prostitute's like, you're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way. And I was like, shut the fuck up, I haven't even turned the fare on yet. And that was true, I didn't even turn the fare, I just let go because I was in awe of the fact that I found this guy before the police. And I'm pulling up forward and I point to him like, listen man, you're in fucking trouble. And he's like, me? And he looks at me and he realizes who I am. And I'm like, yeah. And so I made a left turn into the Shell. And at that point, him and the prostitute got out. And I never told anyone, I never called the police. I lost that RCMP officer's number. And for all I know, this is the same guy who raped that girl in Banff. And for all I know, he's still raping girls out now. And I didn't do anything about it until I've made this movie.